because the Rumble then cannot be countered by something like an Ornn that we've seen picked into it many times, because the Trundle really does like having those big tanks towards the top side of the map. And so I think that it is a decent way to start off this draft here for KT, depending on what happens afterwards.
When we came back to the LCK, so I have some struggles, but still a pick, a lot of range, a lot of success there. And we're seeing the Ziggs response come out. Ziggs, Leona, really strong lane duo. And Ziggs is so good at playing into squishies now with how much damage he got in his most recent buff. Do you see Duro go for the Bard, which... and now Genji looking to find their way back into it. Oh, Chovy takes a heavy trade.
Yeah, really nice shove as the Q is going to miss there as well. BDD wanting to get this Q out as the flash to follow Chovy, but needs another one and does not get it. As BDD will shove this wave in. And here is Cuz making his way forward. Chovy pretty susceptible, but Canyon's going to move in as well. Cuz just says,
a phenomenal spot for the lane to be in. By the way, BDD doing a great job in the lane so far.
We are flashing in, says Peter. The water balloon is not going to connect, and so that was amazing. All right, Weaver's Wall going to come on over here as Chovy still doesn't have his flash. Peter going to move in as well. Shield of J-Break comes down, finds the Zenith Blade, but the double charm is so good out of Duro. And by charm, I mean Cosmic Binding, of course. It does go as Chovy down pretty low on health, but yeah, BDD doesn't have a lot of mana. Here's the magical journey from this Bard. Look at that Cosmic Binding.
Okay, nice typical.
Just, okay, that's the response. Yeah. Well, both supports making their way back to this mid lane once again. As BDD with full control of the waves. Zenith Blade does bring them in. Seismic Shove pushes the Bard back. And right as we're singing his praises, things start to go wrong. But the Dawning Shadow trying to keep him alive, and it will work.
I really do.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that would be pretty peak. All right, Ghoulie Wall goes down. That's going to block Duro. And cease and desist. And I think Perfect is going to acquiesce. And where have we seen this play before? Yes, we go for this one that does give you that little bit more durability as the flash forward into the Solar Flare here. Zenith Blade will connect. Tempered Fate is going to buy Duro a little bit of time, but I don't know whether it's going to save him. As never mind to get over the wall though, and there it is. Deokdam hits him with that water balloon, and down goes Brad. Ruler now also taking a fair bit of damage, and man, that Luden Spike, you weren't kidding, Ox. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, the ult didn't even need to connect from to take him out, but the synergy of the Ziggs and the Leona, great engage from Peter. Certainly would have cost him his life, as you see Canyon's position on the map.
Yeah.
So, look, I can't sit here and say I would have made that choice. I would have died there. But, I respect it.
Sometimes it's worth it, but maybe this isn't for Chovy as Peter goes in. Chovy actually still with flash, so never mind. He was absolutely fine the whole time. Oh, okay. Well, there is still a turret here as the minefield goes down. Canyon is definitely dead, and Deokdam will be taken out by the Dawning Shadow, but I think he's okay with it. Trading that 1-for-1.
Yeah, good chain around there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get away from the ult from Ruler, so it's a 1-for-1. But Jungler dead.
All right, another kennel goes down here as Cuz just needed to press out on anyone to try and keep himself healthy, and down he will go. Tempered Fate over the wall, just predicting the flash, but Cuz doesn't press the button. And KT kind of dropping the ball. They have infinite wave clear and theoretically great split push with this Yorick, as the wall is going to take BDD out of here. And the Mega Cone, because of course it is a Chemtech Soul again. Okay, Keen in so much trouble. The Zenith Blade says that's a dead Ambassador. Chovy now trying to run his way out, and he will be able to do so with the Phase Rush. Okay, Duro in a whole host of trouble. Mega Inferno. Okay! Oh, what? Okay, well,
Deokdam just comes down to pick up a free kill with the alley-oop. And now looking for this mid tower.
All right, Chovy in the Ghoulie Wall as the Maiden getting involved as well. Hextech Minefield comes on through because just going to ride Shelly into that turret.
Yeah, I mean, they both...
Okay, well, now he just walks up, takes a turret shot, and maybe the Ziggs isn't even going to hit him as the Bouncing Bomb is going to go wide, but the Zenith Blade is still going to connect. He plays the Mega Inferno Bomb! And that is a strike if ever I've seen one! Because I think as soon as that happens, people are going to stand up and recognize we're going to start seeing Ziggs bans, because this champion is in a pretty ridiculous spot right now. As down goes the turret into the backline. Is teleport actually to come through from BDD, as he will find the knockback there onto Keen. He has to flash to get himself out of the way. Rune Prison is there towards this dragon. Just don't know whether it's necessarily going to allow them to secure it without a fight here. As the Cosmic Binding is so good there from Duro. Peter taking a lot of damage. as he does make his way out with that magical journey. Mega Cones to get back to the rest of the team as well, as Canyon makes his way over the wall, is perfect on a flank angle. Ruler taking so much damage, so this Ziggs is a monster, and oh my goodness, that wasn't even the sweet spot, and Ruler is almost dead, but he's not, and gets the piercing darkness out. The Ziggs is still popping off though, as Canyon down so incredibly low, and it is a bloodbath once again in this mid-game as KT take over. He is on a magical journey, and he didn't even need to press the button, as there it is, the Mega Cone going to get him out of his favorite game of the year so far.
I think it might be.
As, okay, well, the public execution onto Perfect here. He's looking to see whether he can keep himself alive, but he can't. Perfect does spot out Canyon there with that Morning Mist. As in goes Peter, actually. Mega Inferno Bomb just misses everything entirely. And Peter does have to try and get out of there, but he's not going to be able to. And look at the sad Satchel, just explodes without doing anything. And Peter's life, his kennel goes down, Chovy able to walk around it as Perfect is making his way in. 50% health on the Drake. KT are looking for the fight. Tempered Fate does absolutely nothing, as there is a Drake secured for Gen G. That is Soul Point available, but can they keep themselves alive and find the team fight? Mega Inferno Bomb onto 3 is gigantic. Flash out from Canyon Keen, now being that Soul frontline. And Gen G just holding them at bay, and the catch onto Perfect is too good! And Gen G are able to eviscerate him. Now it's Canyon that makes his way forward. It's ambitious, but it's working! Chovy taking a lot of damage, but dishing out way more. It's a double kill as the Ziggs goes down! And out goes BDD as the last man standing.
Once again, KT in control, but they fumble it in a critical team fight. BDD looking for a pick, the flash in!
Oh my goodness, Chovy just getting on top of him here as BDD really wants to thread the volley. That looked a little bit like Tilt as he goes down, and the ace is completed for Gen G. They really are. A bit fiendish as well as BDD, as we can see in the inventory, as in goes Canyon, looks for that backline as they're looking to just execute Deokdam, but that's a great satchel still. It's a trade of a buy for a Deokdam, and Deokdam was so much more important. Ruler is still standing here as Cuz just walking away. Ruler deals with the turret, and Gen G as KT are at least going to be able to slink their way over. And so Peter looking for an engage angle. Zenith Blade does bring him in. It's the Bard that actually locks this one down, as there is Canyon finding his way in. Tempered Fate to allow them to reposition. Canyon survives somehow! And Gen G with the Chemtech Soul! And they were now able to march into the enemy base, and once again it is just BDD left alive. That was illegal, Canyon. Like, why is he still alive?
Saved by his team, the support's there from Gen G and KT, not as close as the last one, but 2 games where they were in a winning position, a commanding position, but unable to close it out. Gen G, unrelenting, it feels like, in KT, a lot of hopes, unfortunately dashed in this series.
Oh man. And we thought that it was a sad one last time around for KT, but that was sad because it looked like there was no hope. And the problem with this one is it looked like there was hope until it was absolutely gone. Peter goes in once again because he needs to try desperately to do something. BDD does the same thing, but the Nexus is still going to reach the same fate. Gen G, a 2-0.